Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PWG Pro Wrestling Guerrilla episode 10 entitled PWG 10. Because it's our 10th show here in the series. It's being held in front of 1,799 people at California's Long Beach Grand Ballroom. We have no segments this show, however, we do have 10 matches. As you can see, a theme here. We're just going to try to put on one of the better cards that we can possibly put on. It should be fun. We have some people coming in and some people leaving the company this show, so we're going to go ahead and go through that as well. But most importantly, we're probably going to go 60 to 20K in debt for this show because we've used everybody. But we've made about $50,000 throughout the first 9 shows. It's our 10th show, so I figured, fuck it, let's eat into that profit a little bit. I talked about earlier on going and doing a consortium to get some free money, but we never did that. But let's get straight into the show. First up, in a decent match, Trent defeats Ray Horace in 11:48 by pinfall with a running single high leg knee strike. Horace with a 45, Trent with a 50. This got our show off to a strong start with no skill improvements, but a 51D plus out the gate. We will take it. Next up, in a decent match, Jack Evans defeats Jay White in 13:28 by pinfall with a 630 senton. Jack Evans, unfortunately, is still not suited to his gimmick. White was off his game, but a 59 for Evans and a 41 for White gets us a 55 C-. Evans is improving in performance and White in performance as well. So that's great. 2 big boosts for 2 guys that we needed. Alright, next up, in a decent match, Chris Hero defeats Timothy Thatcher in 11:14 by pinfall with the Emerald Elbow. Chris Hero seemed off his game. He is getting up there in age. He's our only guy listed as on the decline, so there's that. But a 43 for Chris Hero, 41 for Timothy Thatcher. No skill improvements, but a 46D. Alright, next up, and about that, great wrestling and a decent reaction. The big guys, Brian Pillman Jr. and Desmond Xavier, defeated Matt Sydal and Paul London in 12:55 when Desmond Xavier defeated Paul London by submission. Xavier's getting... oh, this is great. Look at this. Matt Sydal and Paul London showed excellent chemistry when teaming together. That's great. Maybe a little pop-up tag team when needed. Desmond Xavier and Brian Pillman, of course, got the tag team nickname The Big Guys 7 shows ago now. Wow, 6 months ago. This got the crowd buzzing. London and Sydal with low 70s. High 60s or low 60s for Pillman Jr. and a 55 for Xavier. 71 C+. Very happy with this match. I had pretty limited expectations because I didn't really know what to think about this. But 71 C+, and Xavier and Desmond Wolf are 2 younger card guys that have really been excelling here in PWG this time around in 2018. Alright, next up, in a decent match, Dalton Castle now defeats Sami Callihan in 12:48 by pinfall with a bangarang. 46D, Dalton Castle with his first victory here in PWG. Callihan was off his game. 46D is an absolutely shit match between these 2. I know Castle isn't really over yet in my save. Ring of Honor hasn't been using him. I haven't used him. But pretty awful match. 46D between the 2. Let's look at the dirt sheet. I'm curious. Low morale, low locker room morale, inconsistency, low morale. Well, everyone's upset with me, so I can't really do much about that right now. 46D. Alright, next up, and about that, I had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Will Ospreay defeats Sammy Guevara in 11:14 with a 630 splash. Ospreay with a 71, Guevara with a 54. Sammy Guevara is improving in performance, so that's great. 68 C+ between these 2 high flyers. Next up, making his debut, Juice Robinson defeats Trevor Lee in 10:56 by pinfall with the taste. He's got a poor gimmick rating initially with his old school face, which is unfortunate because, come on, Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson and Trevor Lee, though, also have great chemistry in their performances. A 55 and a 50 for Robinson and Trevor Lee. Maybe a team I can team up in the future. Who knows? Maybe another pop-up team like Sydal and the man who he faced, who I already have forgotten. 56 C- though between Robinson and Trevor Lee. So not a bad match at all. Not what I was hoping for is 60+, but the high flyers aren't rating as highly, clearly. So 56C. And Trevor Lee, to my estimation, from what I've seen on Impact and what I've read about him in CW Mid-Atlantic, he's a high flyer, or at least can high fly, but he's not really rated high, so it is what it is, but 56 C- here. Next up, after intermission, I believe, in a good match, Ricochet defeated Ray Phoenix in 14:31 by pinfall with a diving double knee drop. Ricochet made Stephens number 9 of his PWG Heavyweight Championship, so 77 for Ricochet, 51 for Phoenix. Phoenix was visibly tired, 69 C+, so as the champion continues to put on fantastic title matches, 69 C+. All right, next up, and about that, a great wrestling and good heat. The Young Villains, Marty Scurll, when teaming with the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, defeat Zack Sabre Jr. and the Unbreakable Effin' Machines in 13:40 when Jackson pins Elgin by pinfall with a 450 splash. Brian Cage was off his game, no skill improvements, 57 for Cage, 55 for Elgin, 69 for Sabre. The Young Bucks and Skrull throwing up a 64 with the Bucks scoring 77 and 76 respectively. So the Young Villains with the victory here tonight. The Bullet Club at PWG's 1069 C+. And in the main event, and about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction, the world's cutest tag team defeated the Chosen Bros in 14-15 when Candice LeRae defeated Matt Riddle by pinfall with a moonsault press. The world's cutest tag team makes defense number 1 of their PWG Tag Team Championships and gets the Chosen Bros rematch out of the way. 68 C+. Cobb is not suited to his gimmick. A 60, 66, 60, and 62. Look at that. Candice LeRae with a high rating of a 60 on the show. Let's see what the show ended up scoring. Probably a 60-something. Yeah, 65. That's great. 66. Our show appeared worse because our live experience level is worse than one of our rivals. Again, I'm not bumping, professional up because I just don't know. Please leave me some feedback in the comments and let me know how much higher my show ratings and my gains and my profits and my sponsors would be if I upgraded that last thing. Because if it's going to improve me a lot, I'll go ahead and do it. But it's just, it's an extra $15,000, $17,000 a show. It's like that's what I'm spending on workers most months, so I just can't do it. The show increased our popularity in 18 regions. We're going to go giving this to Candy and Joey. And we're going to go ahead and give it to, let's give it to Jack Evans because he did a great job. And we're going to give, because I think she's just adorable, we're going to give her a hug. All right. Let's see how much, excuse me. Speedball Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a Canadian professional wrestler known by the names Katsune Mike Seidel, and Speedball Mike Bailey. Bailey is an incredible wrestler. I honestly have not heard of him. I will be checking him out right now. You guys can actually watch me do so. So we'll go ahead and check out Mike Bailey. See if he's available to work in the United States. It says he's Canadian. I'm sure you guys are like, hey, asshole. He has before. I'm not sure of it. Let's go ahead and see. We're 385 profit. Yeah, we're negative 9,000. So we're definitely going to lose money this month. That's unfortunate. Let's check our mail. Casey McKnight. I believe that's Scott Dawson. Let's check. It is Scott Dawson. Matt Seidel injured. Great. Time to heal. We got a 0.9 still. Brad Hill Jr. doesn't connect. Well, Joey Bryan, you would know. You're the king of the dong style. So, yeah. Let's check medical. How long is he out for? He's out for only 6 days. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and go here and check out how much Mike Bailey wants to sign. Or at least check it. Don't do him a one-show deal. Maybe a little bit less if he wants cheap. Mike Bailey. There he is. He can work everywhere but Australia. His popularity is, 40. So he's going to want a lot of money. Yeah, he's going to want $1,200 per show. I can't really afford him for $1,200. But we'll throw him one show. Why not? Let's go ahead and throw this down to 800. Now, I gave my user character all, because I know it's PWG, I gave my user character all contracts, the max contracts to see if he was improved. Let's throw him in 3 months. But we got downsides now. Let's throw him 1 month, 1 appearance. All right, we'll go ahead and do this. Put him on the next show for sure. That's a lot of money for you. Nope. Sorry, we'll shortlist you though. Sorry, Mike Bailey, can't do it. Let's check our championships and see if we've got the championship still at where it needs to be. Championship is at 90. So my prestige has been going down. I'm not sure why. Ricochet's been having good matches. My tag team is still at 71. After looking at all, still not that. After all that, I'm guessing that's where we're probably maxed out for the mid card right here. We have no figurehead. I probably should have done that, but that's all right. I'm not huge on it. Let's go ahead and look at our teams. We got the big guys, Jeff Cobb, Matt Riddle, Young Bucks, Unbreakable, and World's Cutest Tag Team. And we're going to go ahead and throw together a team right now that we just found out had really good chemistry, which I believe was Matt Seidel and Paul London. But let's do London first because I'm OCD like that. Name, if you have a tag team name for these guys, please let me know and we'll make individuals. Individuals. All right. So this was PWG Pro Wrestling Guerrilla episode 10 entitled 10. Our next show will be PWG Free Admission. Just kidding. Coming up in 27 days, I will keep you guys updated on the series as we go. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a glorious rest of your day.